Assalamu alaikum. Another question that came from you guys is, can you please tell us a little bit more about jinns? We know that you have given a very detailed account of how intelligent jinns are, but specifically we want to know if there is any jinn companion that came to meet Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told about this companion to the human companions, and they all witnessed that. Now, I was going over this book Siyar, which is written on the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by Allama Ali ibn Burhanuddin Halabi rahimahullah. And in this, when he talks about the Battle of Tabuk, which happened in the 9th year of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam coming to Medina. And there is a long story about it, and I've shared with you part 1 of that story in Islam for Kids channel. And we had our live class with part 2 of that over this weekend. I still need to release the recording of that. But I would like to share with you one story from that. So then, when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his army were returning back to Medina, right in the middle of the way, there stood a very massive snake. It was a big snake that the companions were scared, afraid of taking their camels near that snake, so everybody stopped. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told about this massive snake that is sitting right on that route where this massive army has to pass. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as he approached that snake, the snake left the pathway and went and sat on the side of the road, and then took its, self out. Like standing tall, as if he's trying to have some conversation. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned to his companions and said, "Do you know who this is?" And the companion said, "Allah and His Prophet knows the best." And the Prophet said, "He is among those jinns. He was among those jinns that came to listen to me when I was reciting the Quran, when I was returning from Ta'if and going towards Mecca, and I stayed in the place called An-Nakhla that night. When the jinns of Nasibain heard me the first time I recited the Quran and they accepted Islam, he was there. He was one of those jinns. And when I went to meet the jinns, as they came in massive numbers to accept Islam, I went into their valleys and I met them. He was there and he listened to me attentively and he believed in me." Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. And then, moreover, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned to his companions and said, "This jinn companion of mine is saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu." He's saying salam to all of you. So the companions replied back, "Wa alayhi salam, wa alayhi salam wa rahmatullah." Subhanallah, subhanallah. So this story, as comes in the books of the Sirah, I wanted to talk about it here. And of course, there are lots and lots of details about jinns that ulama have gathered in their books that have specifically written about the jinns. And inshallah, we'll talk about it some other time. As your questions are coming in, we are addressing them. As I've been telling you, we have this loads of questions that we have to get to. You had to wait for at least a week or so till I spoke to you about Zulqarnain. And similarly, there are other questions that are on this list that we will talk about one by one, inshallah. Now I'm trying to answer at least 1 to 3 questions every day. I don't know if you want me to continue at that pace or you only want me to release 1 video per day. Let me know in the comment section so that I will release videos. I do not want it to be such that I will release something and you don't even have time to go over so many videos, and some of these videos go unwatched, because the idea is to get the most of the information, as much as possible. I could relay the information to you, and these are your questions that we are answering here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.